Self-worth is something that everyone talks about, or maybe it's just me. You're amazing. You're enough. You don't understand, man. I am not enough. I was convinced that I didn't matter. You see, for years, I couldn't stop comparing myself to others. It started with my features. I'd look at my hands, my head, my body, and every little detail. I obsessed over the tiniest things, even measuring, and always coming to the same conclusion: something was wrong with me. I mean, it is really wrong to measure oneself, but okay. No one around me understood that what I really needed was someone to say, yes, but so what? Does that make you worth any less? Instead, everyone dismissed it, said I was just imagining things, but to me it felt real. The more they brushed it off, the more I dug into this belief of inadequacy. And of course, it didn't stop there. This self-doubt followed me into my 20s. Now it wasn't just my appearance, it was my worth. You know how everyone is saying, believe in yourself. But here's the thing, I didn't believe that I was worthy of the success. And hearing it from others, especially when you're so convinced of yourself, it didn't help. When you don't feel worthy, it's like you're carrying cracks within you. Tiny fissures just waiting to break. Every setback, every misstep just reinforces that belief. Psychologists call this confirmation bias, a mental trap where your mind filters everything to confirm what it already believes. And trust me, that it can be a ruthless cycle. Beliefs about self-worth, often rooted in childhood, shape how we see the world as adults. This lasting change is done through our HBA axis. The psychologist Paul Conti explains that when we're stuck in trauma cycles, our brains create patterns to relive and try to fix those early wounds. But you can't fix the past. When we don't feel worthy, we end up doing things to quote-unquote prove ourselves. For me, that meant putting myself out there, doing nerve-wracking cold approaches, all to validate myself. But when things didn't go according to plan, it was like my self-worth jar cracked even more. It's not about what you're doing, it's about what you believe. You can prove to yourself all you want, but if your foundation is cracked, none of it will ever be solid. And so, I had to face a hard truth. Growing up, I lacked proper guidance on self-worth. And the issue? Trauma. Trauma. Childhood trauma can be like an invisible wound. The hardest part, trauma has a way of putting you back in that cycle. You think, maybe this time it will be different. But each time you repeat that cycle, you chip away at your self-worth again, even more. So here's the point I'm trying to make. You are worth something from the get-go. Sounds like gecko, yeah? You don't need skills, validation, or anything to be enough. You were born enough because there's only one you. Let that sink in for a moment. If you're looking outside for things to validate who you are inside, something's wrong. No external thing will ever replace a solid belief in your own worth. When you start recognizing your own worth, something amazing happens. You're no longer trying to prove anything. Goddamn, it's windy. You start taking actions that truly align with your mission. And if you're still struggling to take action, maybe it's because your self-worth isn't where it should be. And that's okay. Just remember, this is a journey. If you found this video helpful, like it to support my channel. You can also support me further on Patreon. Link is in the description. And if you're ready to start taking action toward your dream, but you still don't feel like it, well, here's the video I made regarding that. Click it.